There is something every woman needs to understand about men, and once she does, everything changes. Men don't respect beauty. They don't respect kindness. They don't even respect love, not at first. They respect two things only, and the irony is, these are the two attitudes that almost no woman has. You might think you've done everything right. You gave your best, you cared. You stayed when things were difficult. You tried to show him you were loyal, patient, understanding, the kind of woman any man would be lucky to have. But somehow, he still took you for granted. He stopped putting in effort. He stopped listening. He stopped chasing. And you start wondering, what do men even respect? Because it feels unfair, doesn't it? You give everything, your heart, your time, your energy, and yet he seems to value the woman who gives the least. But here's the truth. Men are wired in a way that most women never realize. They don't respect you because of what you give them. They respect you because of what you don't tolerate. Think about it. Every man in your life, whether it was a boyfriend, husband, or even a friend, treated you according to the standard you accepted. If you allowed disrespect once, it became a pattern. If you forgave without change, it became normal. And that's where everything begins to shift. The women who are deeply respected by men, not just desired, not just admired, but truly respected, share two specific attitudes. They don't come from arrogance. They don't come from playing games. They come from self-awareness and emotional control. Two things that separate a woman of high value from everyone else. This is what makes a man pause. This is what makes him rethink his words, his actions, his behavior. It's not the way she looks. It's the way she carries herself, the quiet confidence, the calm reaction, the unshakable boundaries that say, I choose peace over proving my worth. When a woman masters this, she no longer has to demand respect. Men give it to her automatically because they feel it. It's in her silence, her choices, her absence when she's not being valued. And once a man feels that, he can never unsee it again. In this video, you're going to understand exactly what those two attitudes are. The ones that make any man, no matter how proud or emotionally distant, look at a woman differently and realize he can't afford to lose her. Let me tell you a story. There was a woman named Emma. She wasn't loud, she wasn't dramatic, and she never begged for love. She was calm, the kind of calm that comes from someone who knows her worth, even when the world tries to make her forget it. She met a man who, at first, seemed different. He said all the right things. He texted her every morning, called her before bed, made her feel seen, chosen, special. For the first time in a long time, Emma felt safe. She started letting her guard down. She believed this was real. But slowly, the small things began to change. The messages became shorter. The tone became colder. The attention she once received started to fade. He still cared, but his energy was elsewhere. Distracted, inconsistent, distant. Emma tried to understand. She told herself he was just busy, that maybe she was overthinking. But deep down, she felt that something had shifted. So she started doing what most women do when they sense distance. She gave more. She texted first. She apologized for things that weren't her fault. She tried harder, thinking that if she could just remind him of how good she was, he'd come back emotionally. But that's the trap. Because every time she tried harder, he respected her less. He didn't say it out loud, but his actions revealed everything. He'd cancel plans without notice. He'd take hours, sometimes days, to reply. He knew she'd still be there, waiting, and that's exactly why he stopped trying. And Emma, like many women, confused patience with self-worth. She thought that being understanding made her strong. But what she didn't realize was that every time she excused his behavior, she was silently teaching him that her boundaries were flexible and that he could cross them without consequence. Until one day, something in her just broke. It wasn't a big argument, it wasn't a dramatic scene, it was quiet. She just stopped explaining herself. She stopped checking her phone. She stopped chasing closure. And in that silence, everything changed. Because when she finally walked away, calmly, without threats, without tears, he felt something he never expected: respect. For the first time, he saw that her kindness had limits, that her attention was a privilege, not a guarantee. And that's when he started calling again. That's when the "I miss you" texts appeared. That's when he realized what he had lost. But Emma was no longer the same woman. She didn't want revenge. She didn't want to prove anything. She had simply learned one truth that would change her forever. Respect isn't earned by convincing a man to value you. It's earned by valuing yourself enough to walk away when he doesn't. That's when men start to see you differently. That's when they remember the woman who didn't argue, didn't beg, didn't chase, and because her silence spoke louder than any words ever could. And if you've ever been in a situation like this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because once a woman chooses peace over confusion, she becomes unforgettable. And that's where the first attitude of true respect begins. The first attitude that makes a man truly respect a woman is emotional composure. It's the ability to stay calm when most people would lose control. You see, men are not impressed by beauty they can see every day. They're impressed by peace, because peace is rare. And when a woman doesn't let her emotions dictate her reactions, she stands out in a man's mind like nothing else. Imagine this. He says something disrespectful, tries to provoke you, or suddenly goes silent. Most women would respond with anger, sarcasm, or desperate explanations. But the woman he respects doesn't play that game. She doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't send 10 messages trying to make him understand. She simply steps back, not as punishment, but as protection of her energy. That calm distance tells him more than any argument could. It shows him that she values peace more than attention, and that no one, not even him, has the power to disturb her balance. And that's when something shifts inside a man. He starts to realize, this woman is different, because most men are used to chaos. They're used to women reacting emotionally, trying to prove their worth, trying to be understood. But when he meets a woman who doesn't fight for a place in his life and because she already knows her value, he can't stop thinking about her. That kind of composure is magnetic. It makes him watch his words. It makes him think twice before testing your limits. Because deep down he knows, if you can stay calm when he's trying to shake you, you're someone he can't manipulate. The second attitude that makes a man respect a woman is consistency in her standards. Many women set boundaries, but few actually keep them. They say things like, I won't accept being ignored, but then reply immediately the next time he texts. Or they say, I won't tolerate lies, but then forgive him after the next apology. A man doesn't respect what you say. He respects what you enforce. Every time you let your emotions override your boundaries, you're showing him that your feelings are stronger than your standards. And men can sense that. But when you stay consistent, when you don't lower your expectations to keep his attention, that's when respect begins to grow. Let's be clear, being consistent doesn't mean being cold or distant. It means being grounded. It means you can love someone deeply, but still walk away if they treat you carelessly. It means you can forgive, but you don't forget patterns. It means your actions match your words, always. And that consistency is what separates women who are respected from those who are just tolerated. Men might not always say it, but they admire the woman who can hold her line, because it reminds them of something they secretly crave: structure, clarity, discipline. In a world full of people who change their standards depending on who they're dating, a woman who stays true to herself becomes a mirror of strength. And when a man feels that energy, something changes inside him. He starts showing up differently. He starts respecting your time, your effort, your silence. He knows he can't get away with half effort because you won't accept it. Here's the truth most women never hear. Respect always comes before love in a man's heart. He can't love a woman he doesn't respect. And he can't respect a woman who doesn't respect herself. So if you want to be truly valued, not just desired, it starts with mastering these two attitudes: emotional composure and consistency in your standards. When you combine both, you create a presence that no man forgets. He may date other women, he may try to move on, but in his mind you'll always be the one who stood out. Not because you chased, not because you begged, but because you carried yourself with quiet strength. And the truth is, that kind of strength doesn't fade. It doesn't need validation. It doesn't demand attention. It simply commands respect. Here's what most women don't realize. Every day you delay setting your boundaries, you're teaching a man how to treat you. Every time you choose silence when something hurts you, every time you excuse disrespect because you don't want to start a fight, you're silently saying, it's okay, I'll tolerate this. And the more he gets away with, the less he respects you. That's the dangerous part about losing respect. It doesn't happen overnight. It fades slowly. First, he ignores your opinion. Then, he stops making an effort. Then, he starts doing things he knows will upset you, just to see if you'll stay. And if you do, he learns that your love is unconditional in the wrong way. A man will always test the limits of what he can get away with, not because he's evil, but because that's human nature. People naturally push boundaries until they meet resistance. And when there's no resistance, there's no respect. Think about it. The people you respect most in life are not the ones who always say yes. They're the ones who have clear limits, who say no with confidence, who don't let you cross lines just because you're close to them. Men are the same. The woman he respects is not the one who's always available. It's the one who has the courage to walk away when something doesn't feel right. That's why emotional composure and consistency in your standards are not optional. They're essential, because if you don't have them, a man will eventually take your softness for weakness. He won't say it, but he'll feel it. And once that happens, it's almost impossible to reverse. You'll start noticing small signs. He'll interrupt you more often. He'll stop including you in his decisions. He'll begin to talk over you, dismiss your feelings, or make jokes at your expense. And you'll sit there wondering when things changed. When did the man who once respected you start treating you like an option? It happens the moment he realizes that no matter what he does, you'll still stay. Because to him, staying through disrespect sends one message: she doesn't value herself as much as she values me. That's why you must act before it gets to that point. Every time you respond calmly instead of emotionally, you remind him that you're not easily shaken. Every time you enforce your boundary without guilt, you remind him that your presence is earned, not owed. And every time you walk away from situations that no longer feel right, you send a message that no man can ignore, that you belong to yourself first. If you've ever been in a relationship where you lost respect little by little, you know how painful it is to rebuild it. But you can. It starts the moment you stop explaining your worth and start living it. Men sense that shift instantly. They feel it in the way you speak, in the way you stop chasing, in the way you no longer wait for them to realize your value. And suddenly, the same man who once took you for granted starts acting differently. Not because you changed him, but because you changed your energy. Respect is contagious. When you respect yourself deeply, you create a mirror that forces others to do the same. And any man who can't match that energy will naturally fall away, leaving space for someone who can. The urgency is this: if you don't build your boundaries, someone else will build them for you, and they won't be in your favor. So stop hoping he'll start respecting you out of guilt or regret. That's not how it works. He'll only respect you when he feels that your peace and your presence are things he could actually lose. And that realization doesn't come from words. It comes from actions. Quiet, consistent, powerful actions that show you mean what you say. At the end of the day, respect is not something you ask for. It's something you embody. And the truth is, a man can only meet you at the level you meet yourself. When you stop trying to earn his approval and instead start protecting your peace, he feels that shift immediately. He might not say it, but it changes how he looks at you, how he talks to you, and how he behaves around you. Because deep down, every man knows the difference between a woman who needs him and a woman who chooses him. That's what makes the women who are truly respected so rare. They don't chase, they don't beg, and they don't explain their worth. They simply live in a way that makes disrespect impossible. So if you want to be remembered, not for being perfect, not for being the one who gave everything, but for being the one who never lost herself, start here. Stay calm when he tries to test you. Stay consistent when he tries to confuse you. Because the moment you stop reacting and start responding with self-control, you take back all your power. Men might not understand it at first. They might even call you cold, distant, or complicated. But that's only because they're not used to women who don't negotiate their self-worth. And that's exactly what makes you unforgettable. You see, love can make a man feel connected, but respect makes him stay. He might find attraction anywhere, but deep respect, that kind that keeps his loyalty and attention, only comes from a woman who carries herself with quiet confidence. So don't lower your standards to be understood. Don't explain your silence. Don't justify your peace. Those who deserve you will understand you through your actions, not your explanations. And if you're listening to this right now, take it as your reminder. The way you carry yourself teaches the world how to treat you. The way you react teaches men what you tolerate. And the way you walk away teaches them what they'll never have again. There are only two attitudes that make a man truly respect a woman: her ability to stay calm and her ability to stay consistent. Once you master those two, you'll never have to ask for respect again. You'll command it, quietly, naturally, and powerfully, just by being who you are. And that's the moment every woman realizes she doesn't need to change a man to be respected. She only needs to change the way she shows up for herself. Because when you do, everything and everyone starts treating you differently.